The Super Prosperity Pack adds 9 more quantum healing CDs to the basic 5. There's no particular order as to how to use these additional 9. It's only the basic 5 that actually have a recommended protocol. So you can bring these additional 9 into the mix however you want to. But definitely use all of them, because you'll want to treat every aspect of moving into prosperity that you possibly can. And each and every one of the CDs works on different aspects of what needs to be shifted in your consciousness in order to have that new quality of life. So let's look at why each one of these is important as you listen to them in the background, starting with the left-right brain integration CD, which works with the remyelination of your brain. This is called neuroplasticity, and it's a very well documented science. It has to do with the ability of the brain to reorganize itself. And you especially want to use this one in the background while you're doing the advanced prosperity abundance classes, which are free. You just click on each of the video sections. Because doing those processes that are in those videos while simultaneously playing the left-right brain integration CD in the background will change the myelination of your brain. If you get your brain reorganized for prosperity and then use the other CDs to clear out the negativity in your subconscious, you're going to be able to move much more rapidly into a life of prosperity. The next one is called forgiveness. Believe it or not, a lot of people hold conscious and subconscious beliefs and attitudes about other people that need to be forgiven if you want to clear out your blockages. And a lot of it has to do with blame. Blaming people for the way things have turned out, blaming situations for how your life has played out so far. You cannot have high levels of financial success if you continue to project fault outside of yourself, blaming the world. When you project fault, you create faulty success. So you need to come to a place of forgiveness within yourself before you can truly move on. And then we have the one called Divine Unfoldment. This one has to do with synchronicity, and it has to do with flow in your life. When your consciousness is properly adjusted, your life blossoms in a very gentle and natural way. New opportunities start opening up for you, and you're synchronized with the magic of divinity. It helps you to easily and gracefully flow into the prosperity of your life while connecting you to new levels of spiritual assistance. And that brings us to the Breakthrough Healing CD. This one is especially designed to help you break through many types of resistances that you may not even realize are holding you back. It works with stubbornness, it works with denial, it works with externalization, it works with hesitation and uncertainty, it even works with addictions. In some cases, there can be a psychological addiction to struggle, or an addiction to struggling with finances. And there's still one other thing. Sometimes people have relationships with others that wind up getting in the way of your forward movement. For example, there may be some kind of a subconscious payoff that benefits you if you remain impoverished in the presence of someone else. So this one also treats codependency issues. Next, we're going to take a look at guilt. The Freedom from Guilt CD is a key component for freeing up your consciousness for prosperity. A lot of times people feel trapped in situations that seem like a catch-22. That's where if you make one decision, it affects somebody, yet if you make a different decision, it affects somebody else, usually in negative ways. And either way, you wind up feeling guilty. So this one treats guilt and also treats feelings of obligation. But there are many other types of guilt that this CD helps with. You may feel guilty, for example, if you have a lot of money and others don't. The Freedom from Guilt CD also works with feelings of shame. And it's a really good one for overcoming deservability issues. The next healing CD that's important to your financial growth is called Letting Go. You have to let go of your old belief systems if you expect your life to be different. And there are so many aspects and mutations of letting go that most people, even some professional therapists, don't realize the actual complexities of letting go. You have to get really deep in order to encompass all of the variations of holding on to how you're used to doing life. And it's not just the subconscious, it's also the ego. But the bottom line is, if you hold on to the old, you stay in the old. And so that has to change. Then we have the Enormous Endeavors CD, which is a fantastic one to use in conjunction with the Letting Go CD. The combination of these two can absolutely propel you through huge leaps of faith. The quantum healing energies that are used for the Enormous Endeavors CD provide an interesting blend of mental focus for better organization of ideas, along with more efficient use of your time, and being able to handle any issues of overwhelm that may come up, especially when you're dealing with very huge projects or any kind of an endeavor that requires a lot of effort on your part. And reorganizing your consciousness to be a permanent money magnet is a pretty big undertaking. Now, one thing that's extremely important when you want to expand your consciousness is to be grounded. If you know anything about electricity or electronics, you'll know that a circuit has to be grounded. Otherwise, the energy haphazardly floats around all over the place and there's absolutely no efficiency. In other words, the circuit doesn't work. Well, energy is energy. And it's the same thing when you are not grounded. If you're not grounded, you don't get anything accomplished because your consciousness is scattered and fragmented. The grounding CD centers you and it stabilizes you. And when your energy is grounded, you become very powerful so that whatever you're working on solidifies into a practical manifestation for your life. And the last one for the Super Prosperity Pack is the Simplicity CD. We are the ones who complicate our lives. And when we overcomplicate things, we get in our own way. What happens is we energetically prevent our own flourishing by micromanaging. And it just comes up the works. How many times have you heard someone say, keep it simple? Sometimes it's called the KISS principle, K-I-S-S. Some people say, keep it simple silly. Some people say, keep it simple stupid. Either way, it means be wise enough not to overcomplicate things because you'll wind up stepping on your own shoestrings. So the Simplicity CD helps to streamline your consciousness, and it's really good with reducing the pettiness of the ego, which is where micromanaging basically comes from. So there you have 9 additional very powerful quantum healing CDs to complement the basic 5 Prosperity Abundance set so that you can move more rapidly to a place of financial freedom that you can be enjoying.